Hi, welcome to Truth with Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 154 coming at you today. We got a lot to cover. It's a big show.
Yeah, lots to talk about. Really important stuff. We're not going to talk about anything not important today.
Oh, super important. NBA champion OKC Thunder. NBA trades. We talked a little about the Tigers. And about the Lions.
Okay. Barely got through that sentence.
Barely got through. That was tough.
It's going to be a rough one, folks.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one.
Okay, so where do you want to start? Do you want to start with some off the tops? We haven't done this for a while.
Let's pop some off the tops.
Okay, go ahead.
So, it's been a little while. I just got to mention the French Open final, one of the best tennis matches in history. If you're not a tennis fan, then just go watch a highlight of that because it was epic. 5 hours and 24 minutes of bashing. It was good tennis.
Yeah, I watched it. It was good.
Yeah.
Next.
Detroit sports is so cooking right now. The big thing
you
is...
can't really use cooking like that.
Why not?
Well, because if you were to say cooked, do you know what that would mean?
Cooked is bad.
Yeah, so like cooking, you could kind of say, but you wouldn't use it in that context. You just say like Detroit sports, they're back. Detroit sports, we up, something like that.
Who's in better shape long term? Rank the four. We already know what four is.
Buddy.
Come on, just do it.
Tigers, Lions, Pistons, Wings.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fact.
So there's an upcoming tournament that's going to happen in a neighborhood near you. It's going to be Wiz, big fan of the show, NCAA expert, and Isaac.
Yeah.
We're going to go in a 3.5 pickleball tournament. And it's going to be interesting because you got two younger athletic guys who have played, I don't know, a total of about 10 hours of pickleball in their life against people that play 10 hours every 2 days.
So first of all, Uncle Reno, shout out to Reno, he told us to go 3-0. Second of all, just because he's like, you're going to wreck shop down there. So he's like, you have to work your way up. It's your first tournament. It's like Daniel Russo, how he steals a black belt in his first tournament.
They don't let you just start at 3.5?
He said start at a lower level and then earn your keep. Secondly,
you're going to make old people cry.
Secondly, shout out Wiz, shout out the township of Amherstburg. Got new pickleball courts.
The new Wismar courts.
Yeah, the Wismar Clydesdale courts. That's all I got. Yeah. Good job, Amherstburg. What else do you have?
Oilers had a good run. Good for you, Florida.
R.I.P. Edmonton.
R.I.P. Edmonton.
No, I was rooting for them. It was good stuff.
Yeah, it was good. Movies. We just got to talk about a couple movies. We've watched some good ones.
Okay, let's see.
Bring Her Back.
I thought did we not talk about it?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Tell the people because no one saw it, so you can kind of speak freely.
This is like some crazy horror movie, but it is good, worth a watch. Find it online.
You can use swear words to describe it. I can say this episode's explicit.
Really?
So you can talk. You can use swear words if you want to use the swear word to describe it.
No swear words necessary. Just It was freaking awesome.
Okay. Yeah, it's great. Watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, Karate Kid Legends.
One of the worst movies I've seen in years.
Skip.
Yeah, Skip. What else?
Skip. 28 days later.
Yeah, you watch like 20 minutes of it and still rated it.
I watched a good amount of it. Skip.
Fraud check. It's actually not Skip, but it's fine. It's good.
It's a classic zombie movie, but not.
Next.
Listen, we're just pumped up about Superman.
Okay, Superman, I got my shirt on, man. Superman's going to save us, bro.
Coming.
Oh, my God.
I'm saying cinema.
We're ripping cinema and ripping the Superman movies. And we're watching a fair amount. Like, Superman's just on a lot these days. And we're getting the little cousins in it.
Oh, Maddox is so into Superman now.
Like, the 70s Superman, he can watch and be like, this is the best. So it's great. Really looking forward to Superman.
If I had to watch one Superman movie, I think I'd pick Man of Steel.
You haven't seen one or two since I was 6, so you should probably rewatch those.
No, I watched one with you. 2, I didn't watch enough of.
And there's 2 versions of 2, so it's like...
Oh, yeah, Donner Cut.
Yeah, watch the old stuff. Man of Steel's great, though. Man of Steel's really good. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I got. Good job. Well, Bao loves Man of Steel. Huge Man of Steel guy.
Does he?
Yeah. Okay, nice. What else?
Okay, that's all I got for off the top. You?
No, I wrote down... We talked about sports conspiracy theories last episode, and we had some good ones. Specifically, the Yao Ming one. That was my favorite. Actually. So it's all
but you look it up, it's true.
There's a lot of stuff about it.
See, conspiracy theory, I think is fiction mostly. Yao Ming one is like, okay, we're going to take you, and we're going to take you together, mate, make a giant.
And that's the more tamer of the conspiracy theories for the Yao Ming specifically. And then there's others that's like, no, like he's actually not. He wasn't a human. Like,
feeding him human growth hormones.
And then there's more stuff like he was grown and developed and like Bring Her Back-esque. Like, no, he's not a real person.
Test tube?
All sorts of stuff. Ooh. Anyways, good job, Yao Ming. R.I.P. Okay, we want to talk about the finals here? What do you got?
We're going to talk about Game 7. I was totally looking forward to Game 7, and it was a bit of a letdown. So, like, Pistons aside, obviously, I like Pistons playoffs and all that stuff. Big regular seasons games are more important. But Game 7 in the finals is awesome. And it was a letdown. Just because of Hallie, and then that That's for people that don't know. Haliburton ripped up his Achilles.
Say ripped up.
He tore it. Either way, it's bad news.
No, he just got hurt bad. You know,
He got hurt bad.
you hate to see it.
Yeah. But it actually messed up OKC a little bit more initially than it did Pacers.
Yeah, then it did Pacers, right? Way to get through that sentence. It just sucked for the sport seeing Haliburton go down like that. And I was doing some reading on the Achilles stuff because the traditional Achilles injury, guys would feel like sharp, immense pain right away, but they would be able to like put a little bit of pressure and wouldn't be like super distraught. Good example of this is Dame Lillard. Or like when Kobe did it and shot his throws, right? I think it was Achilles there.
Right, Clay.
Clay as well. But Tatum and Haliburton both showed like extreme emotion. Haliburton I completely get because that's like Game 7 of the finals, so much emotion, and I think I kind of get that. But it might not just be like a traditional thing. It might be a little worse, it might be a little better. I'm just saying it's very interesting to see how guys react to those injuries. Because traditionally, you can put a little weight and you're not like a mess.
Is there any tie to how long it takes to recover from those or no?
No, we don't like the whole Achilles thing. Like it's just been such a spike in it lately. The past couple years, this year especially was a bad one. Like if you have Achilles stock, you're doing really well right now. Unfortunately, yeah.
Like
I don't
you're
have
an Achilles surgeon.
No, I meant like if you're just like if you were to invest on Achilles being ruptured.
We should probably talk to Stu.
Yeah, So it's interesting. It sucks, but the kind of the sports science stuff, and there's ways that you can train your body, your lower body, to be stronger in those certain areas on specific plants, like plant foot and plant angle. I was reading a little bit about it. Very interesting stuff.
This is ATG stuff, like walking backwards,
Kind of.
Roman deadlifts, and all that stuff.
There's a lot of stuff that I don't get, but it's very interesting, and I just
cool.
hope Haliburton comes back.
Sad.
R.I.P., right, or no?
Yeah, so I think we need to talk about Shai stepping up. He's a champ now. He gets to be in a different league, but Spicy P needs to get a lot of credit.
I didn't even know where you're going with this. That's super. No, I don't think so. Haliburton's absence showed that Siakam is like an okay second guy. He cannot be anything remotely close to a first guy.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And I don't know if, since you brought up Siakam, I don't know if he was tired or hurt. He was not moving down the stretch of Game 7.
Second half, he didn't do much.
But I was watching it because I had US dollar on him.
Yeah, TJ carried them in the third, and then nobody carried them in the fourth.
Well, I had money on Siakam, and they ended up hitting what I needed. But I watched, there were stretches where I would just kind of watch him, and he looked like a corpse, like he just wasn't moving. And I didn't know if that was an energy thing or a morale thing, or if he was hurt or what.
Isaac was sending me voodoo stuff about Siakam. That was a bit spooky.
Explain some of that, because you don't really know. It's pretty deep, but in NBA Twitter lore.
Isaac sent me a clip where there's like 5 or 6 instances where there's like bad things that happen, and you've got like goofy pictures, scary pictures of Siakam with like his eyes rolled back, and he's just doing some type of crazy voodoo magic to make things happen.
Well, there's a lot of stuff about the occult and Indiana and like how they were able to like get to where they got, and lots of sacrifice jokes. And obviously it's not funny because Haliburton was the final sacrifice is what people were saying. So I didn't say that.
They had to sacrifice Haliburton in Game 7 just to get there.
Yeah. There's something that's part of the deal.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm glad Indiana. It was a great run. We can talk about the Indiana. What side do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Shai? You want to talk about TJ? You want to talk about the Thunder? What do you want to do?
Why don't you talk about the Thunder briefly, but then you had a good take yesterday, who's not a wartime consigliere. You can talk about that afterwards.
Okay. Then you're going to have to define that because most people won't get that.
Yeah, they should.
So you want me to talk about the Thunder? Is that what you said?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you want me to loop them back to the Pistons right off the bat? Because I can.
You might as well, because obviously I get that point.
What did the Thunder do? They traded a lottery pick that wasn't really working out in Josh Giddey and got Crusoe back. And then they paid big money, what was deemed an overpay, for a very key piece in Hartenstein. And then what do? They go and win the ring. Look, the Pistons have the opportunity to trade a lottery pick and get a good return and also pay money for a guy and push you over the hump. And I'm only saying this because the East is so open. It was open before Haliburton went down. You could say it was open before Tatum went down, too, with how the Celtics got frag checked, and they have to blow it up.
It's open.
And, yeah, not to be political, but the Celtics had to blow things up. And now you've got, like, the Cavs are right there. We'll talk about Orlando. Orlando's right there. And then the Knicks, people are going to want the Knicks apologists like
But
Wiz.
nobody's a big jump ahead of the Pistons.
The Cavs.
Like
It's
at the beginning of this season.
I think we can beat Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah, good regular season team.
Fraud check.
Showed up in the playoffs.
Asar will put Donovan in jail if we have him on the roster. If it were up to me, we wouldn't, respectfully. But I just think, I look at the Thunder, I look at the blueprint, I look at Cade, I look at Shai, I see the pieces.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the West Conference because
Buddy, I
West
already
is-
said...
yeah.
Yeah, I prefaced that.
Like OKC has 15 players under contract before 2 lottery picks in 3 days. All their players are under 31, and only 2 of them are over 27. Like they are so set up, and they've got, I don't know, 11 lottery picks over the next 5 years or something crazy like that.
Next year, they'll have the exact same team. Exact same.
Exact same team.
Next year, the
Then
year
after that, they cost some more money.
which is like maybe you flip Dort or you flip a pick, but the thing is, they're gonna have so many young guys coming in, it's gonna work out. The guy they drafted last year, Nikola Topic, some
Who's supposed to be good.
Serbian point guard. I watched him. I don't know if he's gonna be that good, but people love him.
Yep.
Got a chip without playing an NBA game. I think he's the first guy ever I read, which was interesting. I just think that's cool. So the Thunder, if you just look at the team building, it's unprecedented because you trade for a guy who turns into the MVP, and then you use the other assets you got in that. Can I finish?
Yeah.
Okay. You use the assets you got in the trade where you acquired the future MVP to get more guys. Like, it's backwards. That doesn't make sense. So that part is kind of
Atypical.
unreplicable, and the Pistons couldn't pull that off. But they can pull some stuff off here to shoot them up the East, and I want them to.
Agreed.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I heard Zach Lowe or somebody on his show talk about how OKC's defense is maybe the best in the modern era, which I think is a huge stretch.
What do you like?
Like
The
I equate
defense
them
is the best is the best asset. Like, it's the best team.
the best
unit?
team, defense of the modern era, and I disagree. Right? Like maybe we can talk about the Pistons. They were pretty good at
Talking about the
defense.
2004 Pistons.
Either or, 2004 Pistons or the Bad Boys. Bad Boys especially.
Well, that was 30 years ago, 40,
It was
right?
40, and I still think that to me, modern era is the 80s and forward.
No, if you look at the single best units, my mind goes to the KD Steph Warriors. Offense.
You just know I'm talking. Yeah, okay.
Offense.
Best units. Okay.
Defense, you could say the Gary Payton-led Sonics. You could say either the offense or the defense for the Bulls. I'd probably lean defense for like the 96, like the late 90s, that version of the
Yeah,
Bulls team.
Rodman, Pippen, Jordan,
Offense,
Harper.
some of those Nash offenses, the numbers are like absurd. So I'd say like the 7-second Nash offense would be up there.
2016 Warriors.
Any of the
offense.
Warriors, anything with Steph and or KD, I would say.
So
that's off the
give,
top
give
of my head.
OKC credit. Really, really good team.
Nuggets
And they-
offense 2 years
They
ago.
for sure will be the runaway favorite for next year.
They are. I looked right after the
Did
game. They're like,
So who's 2? Like Houston or Cleveland?
Houston was 3, I think. Maybe, I'm trying to remember.
Knicks would probably be up there.
The Knicks might have been 2 and Houston was 3, which is just a joke. I was like, I might sprinkle Orlando to win the East, but that's a little reactionary.
Yeah.
The Thunder, talk about the defense. They just have such a high floor because of that defense. Switchability. They've got physical guys. And
Fun to watch.
I enjoy watching them. Many don't, right? Like, you're not really tapped into what the young people say. The young people do not like the Thunder. They don't like Shai.
Because they don't like defense?
They don't like Shai.
Because he's foul baiting? Or?
Because foul baiting, just like I rage bait you. So the way I rage bait him is I'll have like the volume on the TV a little louder than average.
A little louder. It's crazy loud.
I like to feel like I'm in the movie with the characters, okay? Sue me. And he just gets so upset. And
Any
I
good
can
friends of the show that have been in our basement, please communicate to us, Team Tal Nation, specifically to say,
Holy
yes,
agenda.
Isaac is special when it comes to the volume.
Yeah.
And then if anybody in the neighborhood of Charleroi does this, slightly cleans their throat, boom, volume jumps up 10 points.
Usually just 1 or 2, just to say, like, you're trying to get in my head and overpower the television, and it's not going to work. Okay? Thank you. The role players in the Thunder, they know their role. That's another thing I really think highly of the team. The only, like, it's the odd Dort 30-foot catapult 3 and the odd, like, Caruso 1-on-3 fast break where he just takes it and draws a blocking, or draws a charge where he's the guy on offense. Other than that, like, these guys play within a system very well, and they know their role, and remind me of the Pistons about how certain guys on that team know their role, and they're going to know their role as Cade continues to step into his own.
Agreed.
So that's on the Thunder. Way to go, Thunder. I know I just talked about the Pistons more, but
That's okay.
people don't care about the Thunder, unfortunately.
Not that much.
I like them.
It's a small market team. I just saw an interesting stat. It's the first time since 1971 2 real small market teams. That was Milwaukee, and
it was right before the Knicks. I could go.
a tough poll.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Baltimore Bullets with Wes on South.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah.
But I knew. We'll talk about Kareem in the 70s as well. Do you want to talk about the ESPN coverage and the booth and the announcers and stuff? Do you have any thoughts on them?
I don't have really thoughts. Like I don't know. That one lady talked too much.
Okay. Well, they all were bad. I'll say that. Misogynist. I think all the men and the women were bad on the ESPN broadcast. And the coverage and Perk and Stephen A. and all those extremists.
Stephen A's an idiot.
They're all terrible.
Perk is a bigger idiot.
Yeah, they're all bad at their jobs and shouldn't be employed. We haven't talked about the Pacers, really. Do you want to talk about them?
We should just chat a little bit about Indiana. You gave a great line yesterday. Miles Turner is not a wartime consigliere.
What does that mean?
If you're unsure about that, you need to watch Godfather 1 and 2. Tom, who was kind of like an adopted brother of the Corleone family, smart guy, numbers guy, very strategic, but in a battle, he's not your guy. So actually, there was a really sensitive time during Godfather 2 when they had to say, Tom, you're not a wartime consigliere. And they asked him to leave.
They transferred him to Vegas and handle the Vegas financials, I think.
Yeah, and he made lots of money, but in a battle, he's not your guy.
So it's a way to say someone's a very good regular season player.
Not clutch.
But now do you want Game 7? They said this about Miles Turner. I can say that about Chet right now. Not a huge Chet guy. I like what he brings defensively, but he looked young. The Thunder looked young. That's why I went 7. They looked so young and inexperienced.
Chet, and honestly, Williams had a great Game 5.
He had 2 awesome games.
But
he started off terrible. His first 2 games were bad.
He was scared.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Pacers. So they were 80-1 at the start of the postseason.
Wow.
So I just did some reading about the most unlikely champs by preseason odds as you look at my list entirely, so I'm not going to ask you about them.
Ask me. I didn't read. I saw the top one.
You can't read. I
Pacers.
can't read. At the top, the Pacers were if they would have been the most unlikely champion.
Okay.
Second was the 15 Warriors, because that was
Really?
I was right. They were early.
That's when, yeah,
they were way
just
too
starting
early.
it. Yep.
And then I'll let you try to guess a couple. If you
Champions?
they were in the finals. Actually, they won it all. So going back to
04 Pistons?
they were 6th, which
Okay.
I thought they would have been more. But I wonder if that was like a time thing. Because in 04, like I don't know if the odds were as reflective as they would be today because of like people weren't gambling as much. But yeah, the Pistons were 6th.
Oh, that's tough.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Do you want, or just want me to say
give
one?
some hints.
So Pacers would have been 1, 15 Warriors 2, 11 Mavs 3. You should have got that.
Oh, yeah, that's with Dirk and nobody.
4. They're from Canada.
Oh, 2019 Raps.
Don't hit the table. Yeah, 19 Raps. The most undeserving worst championship team in history. Sorry, Tom. Sorry, Canada. I'm a fan.
Urban Paul's going to be so mad at you.
I'm sorry. Like, look,
That was a good team
They're a good team. Yeah, they're a good
for
team.
1 year.
They were a good team for half a season.
Kawhi,
Sorry.
he had that one stretch in time where he was
Yeah,
healthy. And
that's
he
what
was
I'm
the
playing.
man.
Then the 23 Nuggets were 5th, which is kind of surprising, but I guess that's just kind of a
You
testament.
have the best player on the planet.
That's a testament to like no one rooting and like investing in Jokic, I think, and
Yeah.
then the Pistons there. Outside the NBA, can you name the most unlikely champion in sports history? It was in 1999. I won't say the sport. You should
I
know.
was going to say the Miracle Mets.
No,
But most unlikely champion.
they were 150-1.
I don't know.
You should have got this. Kurt Warner's Rams in 99.
Oh, that makes sense.
150-1.
Yep.
Then the 91 Twins, which I know nothing about.
Yeah.
And then the 03 Marlins were 75-1. And then as opposed to the Pacers, who were 66-1 at the start of the year. Right there, which is interesting. Their odds entering the postseason were worse than their odds at the beginning of the year,
Decreased.
which is fascinating.
That's interesting. No injuries. Though.
That's a lot of it too. Okay, so there's some stuff there. What else do you want to talk about with
Just
the
a couple
finals?
big trades we need to mention.
No more final stuff?
No, I think we've talked about it enough.
Talk about TJ McConnell for 20 seconds.
He's the guy who people don't want to play against. He's perhaps the best backup point guard in the league. Thing is, people underestimate him. Who's a better backup point guard?
Okay, I'll do this off the top of my head. Backup point guard, so he has to come off the bench.
Yes.
Can I take Malik Monk?
No, he's a shooting guard.
Yeah, he gets a lot of assists, runs the offense. Backup point guard. I'll let you talk for a bit. I'm just going to think.
Anyway, TJ, the thing about him is because people underestimate
Ty
him.
Jerome regular season was a lot better. than McConnell's regular season.
Okay, racing, but he'd poop in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying regular season.
Cleveland's not sure what they're going to decide on.
Go ahead.
Lost my train of thought for a second.
It's on you, buddy.
Oh, TJ, what he does is he's just like running down the court and throws it up. You don't even, like, he doesn't do normal layups or normal jump shots. He kind of like runs and just chucks it up like Sasha on Monday nights. Like, you have no idea it's coming, and somehow it goes in.
I'd say Emmanuel quickly, but the Raptors start him. Good job, Toronto. Sorry, but that's just what came to mind. Keep going.
Russell Westbrook.
Buddy, he's a power forward now. Okay. Do you want to talk about a trade that you're so... I'll step in and carry. Which trade do you want to talk about?
Okay, we got to talk about Durant first.
Okay, what's your bad take here? Spew some nonsense.
My initial take was they didn't get a lot because initially I thought it was the 15th overall, not the 10th overall. Dylan Brooks is a pretty good defensive player, is super inconsistent from a shooting perspective. So he's your 7th or 8th guy on a good team. So giving up him doesn't have much. Jalen Green has really underperformed, and I think he's one of those stat pad guys. So even though he had like 21 points a game or something last year, I think they're empty points. So I didn't expect a lot for KD, but I expected more than what they got for him. But that was the market. There was just nobody else.
Yeah, that was the
Miami
market.
didn't want to give up a couple of decent guys.
Miami wanted to give up. It's the whole kind of Pat Riley, I'm going to pretend I'm going to get somebody, and then they get nobody. And then everyone's like, wait, you wouldn't do that for Dame, or you wouldn't do that for whoever?
Are you still a Miami Heat fan? Because you shouldn't be.
No, I'm a Jimmy guy. I'm very public about it. I follow Jimmy.
Okay.
And I'm glad to leave South Beach and those radicals, actually. I think I just looked at the Kevin Durant trade. It's like, what's the single best asset Phoenix could get back? 10th overall was probably the best asset they were going to get, and that's why they did it. And they're like, we'll absorb Brooks for a year or two, and maybe we'll take a flyer on Jalen Green because what else do we have going?
They said they're not going to flip him, but that means they're going to flip him.
I would be very surprised.
4 shooting guards.
Yeah, we were looking at that. I don't know. I think Green's a punk. I'm glad that he's just like a throw-in a trade
Can't
to a
believe
4-year-old.
for a while people were comparing him to Cade.
Not comparing, but there was some extremists
Now he's a bag of pucks.
Yeah. KD, look, so here's the thing. Everyone's like, I was talking to Coach Rob, and Coach Rob's like, that's a lot for a 38-year-old Kevin Durant. And I don't really look at it as getting Kevin Durant. I look at it as you're moving off of Jalen Green.
2-year window and you're moving off of Green.
You're moving off of Green. You're getting Brooks off your contract. 10th overall, your issue right now in Houston is you have too much depth. So 10th overall is not getting any run. You get KD. He's a guy who can dribble in the fourth quarter and shoot. You get Reed Shepherd some more minutes because this is going to allow Reed Shepherd to play, who I like still.
Thompson's still going to get lots of minutes.
Of course. And then Cam Whitmore is a flyer. Do you know who Cam Whitmore is? Do you remember him?
Yeah, he was a good college guy. I don't remember. Connecticut, maybe?
Villanova. Good guess.
Okay.
Navy and white.
Yeah.
They drafted him like back into the first round, and he's like an interesting player. Might be a guy.
Yeah. Eason.
It's Tari
good
Eason.
defensive player.
So you've got all these guys,
but they couldn't score in the half court. Now they got.
That's what I wrote. Yeah.
One of the best 2 or 3 half court scorers in the league.
Look, Katie's old. I say 2 really, really good years left.
Agreed.
And because right now he's probably still a top, whatever you want to call him, 20 player in the league, 15.
Yeah, ish.
But look, here's the thing. Everyone talks about KD because he puts funny tweets up and he pretends he just cares about basketball. With Kevin Durant, you're getting a lot. You're getting a lot of drama. You're getting a lot of unhappiness. He's always unhappy, right? It's not a coincidence. Everywhere he leaves.
Oh, when I say 2 years, that means
yeah.
He's either going to win in 2 years or he's going to start to cry and they're going to have to ship him out for nothing.
I said it's a culture of like negativity and unhappiness that he's going to bring in with him. That being said, the Pistons, I wanted to trade for Kevin Durant.
I would have been good for that.
So yeah, that's what I got. I don't really look at it as like an overpay for KD because I don't think he gave up that much when you look at it. Do you want to talk about the asset management disaster class that Phoenix is the seminar they're teaching?
It's just spectacular.
Where's their owner from?
Michigan State.
Yeah, hilarious. Good job, Michigan State. Way to go.
He took strategic management at Michigan State.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something with Mel Tucker.
No.
I didn't. No, I wasn't sure. No, I know. I didn't say that. I thought you were.
Believe your mind went that way.
I thought you were going to make a reference to the late Mel Tucker.
Yeah.
Now, what do you have to say about? Do you want to talk about the Suns and just what they flipped Durant into after giving all that?
So they traded, 4 firsts and Bridges, who got traded. 4 firsts and a pick swap.
Isn't Cam Johnson there too? He's like a guy.
And Cam Johnson, who's gonna. I don't know. They probably traded somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 first-round draft picks for KD or value, and they got back. What's that?
I think it's a little high, that estimation.
No.
Okay.
5 for KD and 4 for Bridges.
Oh, you're looking at what Bridges netted. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And they got back 1 10th overall.
They used some seconds to get Beal, right? They used like 5 seconds to get Beal.
Yeah, terrible asset management, good strategic management, Matt Ishba.
Okay.
And he wants to get more involved now.
I read that. I don't really
Yeah.
get that, but that's fine.
Because he's done such a good job so far.
Okay, so Houston, I think they'll be good. I think they'll be really good. I think like maybe second in the West good.
Agree.
Which is a little...
Oh,
well,
listen, I
they're
think
second in the West this year,
Houston,
but- Houston
in my
Thunder,
opinion, would be
Feed me.
second overall to win the chip.
that's a really interesting take.
I mean,
I'll have to
obviously
think
they have
about
to
that.
get ahead of OKC. Something bad has to happen there. But you put them over anybody in the East.
I'm looking forward to the Houston Thunder conference finals. That would feed me. That'd be great.
Oh, that'd be great.
And even like if they can play
11 months
Denver,
from now, we'll see it.
I like to see Denver because I like Jokic and Şengün go at each other. I like those big fellas.
Yeah.
Okay, Desmond Bane trade. You want to talk about Desmond? You watch a lot of Desmond Bane in Memphis.
Sure.
So wanna hear what
I
you
find
think.
it interesting that Orlando gave up more firsts to get Desmond Bane than Dallas and Phoenix got back for Durant and Luka.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it would take for us to loop in Luka in any of these trades. Where just every single trade just makes the Luka trade look worse.
Yes.
Which is you didn't think it could,
But
every
does it
move,
again.
every move. Like it's like if Nas Reed gets flipped in a signing trade, he's probably going to net more than Luka.
He's going to net a first and
He's going to more
good
picks
player.
for sure.
Yep.
Okay, Desmond Bane. What do you think about his game?
I think it's a huge swing by Orlando. I like him. He's obviously a great shooter. He's a pretty good defensive player. He can actually score at all three levels. Orlando really needs that. They still need a point guard. Like, I don't know if Suggs is going to run the one. But they got guys. Right now they have three guys who can just score.
That's good. Yeah, you did some reading there.
Yeah, did some reading. I'm very analytical when it comes to my NBA.
I like D Bane a lot, and his new
Yeah,
nickname.
you're a big fan of Bane.
He's just a really good ball player. He just plays the game the right way. Even he went to where did he go? He went to I forget where. I remember watching him in college. I'm like, I think this guy's a player, and they didn't like him because he has short arms, right? T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
His nickname. I don't know if this is official. He's wearing number 3, so they're calling him 3-Rex, which is great.
Great nickname.
Which is great because he's wearing number 3 and he has T-Rex
I
arms.
thought you were going to do something
No.
Disney related.
No, what does that mean, man?
I don't know.
Because Orlando's in Disney.
Yeah.
Or Disney's in Orlando. I meant
Yeah.
to say. Look, I think Magic. I think they're gonna be really good. I like Desmond Bane a lot. He's a very good player, and he fits great with Orlando.
And they're a great defensive team. That's worked out pretty well for Orlando. Oh, sorry, for OKC.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about? I'm very pro that trade. Yeah, it's a lot, but if you look at it, it's like KCP. You have to attach a first round pick to move him. So remove a pick from the offer, and then the only real asset there is Phoenix's 26 first. That's the only like pristine asset. And you're betting on yourself, right? You're saying that in 28, 29, 30, or it's a swap in 29, and they have 28 and 30 firsts. The Magic are saying we will be atop the East and not, it's going to be a 25, 26 overall pick.
Agreed.
Which in the NBA
Nothing.
is nothing. So that's good job, Orlando. What else?
I have one more basketball point. You're going to get angry that I bring this up. I'm all about the scrapping in the WNBA. Like, I never watch it,
my God.
but it is funny to see Caitlin Clark get, like, wrecked, and then her teammate stood up for her. Now, it's gonna actually, I'm not going to watch a game, but I might watch a couple highlights.
Okay. Any more WNBA analysis?
No.
Well, now you're the biggest WNBA fan in Windsor now. Sorry. I don't even think that's that bad to
There's
say.
a couple more.
No, that's not even that bad. Is that bad to say? I don't
Tom
think so.
Linnell loves the WNBA.
Yeah, Tom Linnell. I'm in a volleyball tournament with Tom next weekend, I think.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, he got really desperate. He asked me. Okay. Do we want to talk about Giannis or the Pistons or
Yeah,
just
trade
the
for Giannis.
Okay, go ahead.
Go get him.
talk-
Listen, your window
But
is
don't
right
yell.
now.
No. Just
I'm
talk
passionate about this.
cohesive.
Because here's the thing. They're trying to think 6-7 years ahead. No. The window is right now. Go get Giannis. Give up some guys. Keep Cade and Giannis and Cade and whoever is left on the team. We'll be right there with anybody else in the East.
Make a package. I'm Milwaukee. I'm the prideful Bucks management because they don't want to trade Giannis. That's
Okay, so I have to give away pieces that make the trade attractive. Tobias, beef stew, Thompson, and 2 firsts.
more. I need Holland. I need Holland and another first.
No.
I need one more first then. I need your 28 first.
Yes.
Yeah, you're giving up. So you're giving up 3 firsts?
Yep.
3 firsts. Would you
And
say?
true rotation players.
Stuart, Tobias,
Beef stew, Tobias,
and Asar.
and Asar. Ooh, that's a lot. That hurts a little bit.
No.
But that's okay. I'd still do it.
Okay, so now I'll chime in. Look, it's like I don't think Milwaukee's going to trade him. I don't really know. Sounds like
Milwaukee's
no.
not going to trade him now because the East is more wide open than it was a week ago.
Yeah, but if they suck at the deadline and they need to get something. Now, here's the thing. There was a stretch where like Giannis it was expected that he was going to be traded. Like that was like the heavy favorite he was going to be dealt. And I never really bought into that. And here's why. MVPs in their prime getting traded. Not really a lot of historical precedent for
Are you going
this.
to talk about Kareem?
I'll go back. So we'll name a couple. 1975, folks. I remember it like it was yesterday. Kareem, he was 27. He was in his prime. Bucks traded him to the Lakers. You might speak to this. You couldn't move picks then, right? It was just players?
I think it was just players.
Yeah, because he just got
But
like,
he didn't
a
get
ton of
traded
guys.
for much.
No, not much. But he did it a pretty respectful way.
He's a respectful guy.
And I was reading some quotes, for surprisingly like good quotes from 75 that have like moved on. Like they're still, you can read them. And he was just like, love the city, love the people. It's not about that. It's just time for a new chapter. And it's like, that's pretty good. Like he probably didn't do a whole special on Milwaukee radio called The Decision. He probably didn't do
Probably
that.
not. Well, listen, Kareem is super smart.
He's the man. Yeah. Okay, 2007. Kevin Garnett to the Celtics.
Oh, that's big.
So he was 31. Back half of the prime, I would say. He was the MVP 3 years before. And the year the Celtics got him, he was top 3 in both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, I believe. So, as a Celtics.
He was on the downside of his career.
Back half, I wouldn't say career, I'd say back half of the prime.
Yep.
That's kind of how I'd look at it.
Okay.
2019. It's funny how...
Kawhi.
No, because he wasn't, I wouldn't call him an MVP. I would not say he was on the level. He never won an MVP, is that correct?
No.
He's just finals MVP? A couple of them. Paul George, Clippers, Shai. Paul George was 28. That was the year that he was third in MVP, and I think he was third in Defensive Player of the Year as well. And you got Shai and a ton of picks. That turned into like a finals team, essentially. So you can say there's a couple, but I would say that Giannis is better than PG.
Closest comparator.
Is that a
Kareem.
word, by the way? You like to say comparator. Is that a word?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Go ahead.
Closest comparator is Kareem.
And 75. Which
Yeah.
shows me, that tells me where it's like, hasn't happened since 75. You go and get the man. You give him whatever and you get the man.
Pay that man his money.
Okay. I'm giving up Asar, giving up Holland, giving up Ivy if I have to, giving up every pick I have. I'm trying to keep Stewart, to be honest. I really am.
I like Stu.
Like, I would rather give up Holland than Stewart. And I recognize that bad asset management. But that's what I would do.
Bigs that can play defense like Beef Stew.
Yeah. But I need. Feed me. Feed me, Isaiah.
And again, if he's playing with Giannis, he's going to be stepping outside and working on his jumpers more.
Yep. And the Luka trade, again, complete anomaly. Because, like, that's not even fair.
It's not even fair for discussion.
I just wrote it down. I said, like, that's an inside job. I said, not comparable, also an inside job is what I wrote down.
Voodoo magic in there.
I don't know if Pelinka's using voodoo. Maybe mind control, if that counts. But that's what I got there. Okay.
Did you ever think that maybe it wasn't Pelinka, it was like the Mission Impossible mask and voice thing that did the trades?
Yeah, that's a really good
Could be a
reference. Like someone disguised as Nico, like Nico Harrison's locked up, and someone put on a mask and voice changer and pretended to be Nico Harrison. It's actually like Pelinka's buddy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like Pelinka's kid is acting as Nico.
No,
yeah.
somebody that he played basketball with at Michigan.
Okay. Go get Giannis. Pistons, save me.
Please do.
Okay, that's all I got. NBA. Nothing else?
No.
Okay, what do you want to talk about now?
Tigers.
Sure.
Still the best team in baseball. The biggest lead in any division in baseball. Yeah, we've taken a couple shots, but we are still there. We have so many pieces. And yeah, we get a little bit antsy when you lose 3 in a row because it hasn't happened this year other than the first series. We got guys. Let's not forget that we have 5 or 6 guys on offense that can turn it on and beat you. Green, I think we need to start talking about Green in the MVP conversation. Did you look it up? Do you know?
I don't
See
care.
top 5?
I don't care.
I do care because I want the Tigers to be treated
It's a team sport.
with the same, with the amount of respect that they deserve. Scooby, everybody's got him for Cy Young, and he might as well just change his name to Cy Young.
Yeah.
But Green, I want him in MVP conversation.
I want School to walk onto the field. He's pitching tomorrow. I want him to walk on the field and I want his jersey to just say Young on the back.
Yeah.
And that's it. No number. Just Young. Maybe number 2.
Good text today about Scooby Sunday night. We're in.
Go ahead. Explain. Not that. Why need more? Go fine.
Oh, Sunday night baseball. Isaac just sends. I didn't even open the article. I just saw Scooby Sunday night. I think I just said in.
Tigers Twins got flexed to Sunday Night Baseball.
Nice.
Which is a big deal. Why are you acting surprised? We talked about this.
Because it's just cool. I
Flexed to Sunday Night Baseball. And
because they're must-see TV.
It's Scooble's turn on the bump, which is just a big deal. Like, under the lights, Sunday night. Are we at Ford Field? No, we're actually at Comerica in Scoob's pitching. Maybe Calvin Johnson will be there. That's what I got. Tigers, you can keep rambling.
Keep rambling?
Okay. If you want. Like I'm saying, I have no notes on the Tigers. I just love them and inject them in my veins.
They're so good. Lots and lots of games. I got to give ankle weights some credit.
Okay, this is way too niche. This is way too niche Tigers talk. Define ankle weights.
Gleyber Torres runs like yes. Ankle weights.
Did you come up with that?
No, you did. Yeah. No, or was it the New York fan?
I did, but once I told that I met this old, like in his 80s old, respectfully. I probably haven't told the story on the pod, but it's good enough I could share.
Subway or at the game?
Train station in Rome. Enough.
That's right.
And we're talking ball. I think I probably had a Tiger thing on. And we're talking ball. And he's a huge New York fan. Like, grew up in the Bronx. Like, actually like a Bronx sale. That was his life, he told me. And like, we live next to Yankee Stadium. I go all the time. I can't do the voice.
That's pretty good.
And I was talking to him about, like, do you remember the Mick? He's like, yeah, I remember the Mick. And we're talking about it.
Like, that's spectacular.
I'm like, that's just cool. And he did not like Gleyber Torres because he said he can't move. And I said, yeah, ankle weights. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Keep going, Tigers, or whatever else you want to talk about.
So, listen, the Tigers have shown that they've got a couple of little holes, and I'm okay with that. Trade deadline. Listen, I don't think you pick up a starting pitcher because I feel confident in Reese coming back. Jack's going to get back on his game, and Mize is okay. And you have the best pitcher in baseball. I'd like to pick another bullpen arm, and I would like to get a bat that can play anywhere because we have enough guys with flexibility, with Keith playing third, Javi playing everywhere. And plus we have McKinstry and Verlaine coming back. But I'd like to pick up another thumper off the bench, or we can slot him in at first or third or in the outfield somewhere.
Yeah, they're a World Series team. I actually had a bonus bet for FanDuel because I was so successful. It gave me a $5 bonus bet. I said, Tigers World Series. So I'm riding that.
If the Tigers only finish 500 the rest of the season, how many games do they win in?
Probably 94.
91.
Yeah, I always round up on those.
It's okay. That's okay. So here's my question. Other than Clark and Kevin McGonigal, do you cash in any of your prospects?
Yeah, all of them. Give me Giannis.
What, Clark and McGonigal? You cash those guys in too?
No, no. McGonigal, no. Clark, probably not. But look, I'm greedy, and it's like you can't
win now.
You can't get cute.
I agree with you.
And all the GMs get cute because job security, and I get it. They want to be employed. I understand that.
But if you win a chip, you got 5 years of absolute security.
And I'd give the Tigers, I'd give them 10. I'd give Scott Harris 10 years of poverty ball if he brings me a championship. I would. I genuinely would. And the Baltimore Orioles are the prime example of this. If you don't know the Baltimore Orioles, last year they had the opportunity to cash in all these young guys, and they would have been for sure the favorites in the AL, maybe in the whole league.
All the young guys had lots of attention paid to them. People wanted them.
They could have got two.
And now they're calling up some of the guys, and they're like, oh, they're not very good. Or they're guys that should have improved in their third year are not.
So the Orioles are sucking, and all these young guys that they didn't want to give up now are garbage. So the prideful staff, the management, now look silly. I was going to say, they look silly now because now they suck, and all these guys they could have moved, they didn't. And now they're probably never going to get a ring. Baltimore. Sorry. So the Tigers. Do I want to trade a bunch of guys? No, I don't. Do I want a championship? And do I need to be a little greedy to get said championship? Yeah. So I'd give Giannis, Asar, Holland for Paul Skeens, and I'll give him a first and a little bit of Little Caesars equity. And I want Skeens, and I'm calling the Dodgers. I'm getting Ohtani. No, all kidding aside. No, I firmly believe that you need to buy to win in baseball, and the Tigers are in that position where you have to buy right now at the deadline to put your team over the hump. Because they're right there. They're right at the hump. Just got to get over.
I agree with you.
Okay, thanks. What else?
Okay, that's it. We should chat about the Lions for a couple minutes.
Yeah, sure. Season's around the corner. So it's very
training
timely.
camp starting soon. Like, we're going to get excited for football. If you haven't watched or listened to enough of the show, poo for you. But two, we're big Lions fans. Frank Ragnow retirement. We haven't talked about that.
R.I.P. Frank.
R.I.P. Frank. Listen, he was a warrior. We knew it was a possibility. I think we have enough guys.
Yeah,
with Rutledge and Mahogany. Glasgow's going to be better. And you have the best right tackle in football. And you have a pretty solid left tackle.
Yeah, very optimistic. The interior O-line Scares me very much. I've said this before. It scared me before Frank retired. Now we lost him in the trenches. He's a war hero, actually. Thank you for your service, Frank.
Yep.
Hero. If anyone disrespects Frank, that upsets me because there's some buzz about it. No. That guy was part of the old guard.
Doing. They knew what they were doing when they drafted Rutledge.
I think it's Rad. It's with an A.
Is it Tate Ratledge?
It's with an A.
Oh, you might be right.
Not a U, right? Rut and Rat.
Still a loaded roster, top 3 talent in the league, along with Baltimore and Philly.
Yeah, and those. Yeah, I don't. And both of those teams.
Both of those guys have quarterbacks that have a little clock next to them.
Why? Because you think they're getting hurt because they run the ball? Holy conservative take. It's a new era. Quarterbacks run now. Wake up, okay? They run.
And then they get beat up.
No more pocket passers. No more Phillip Rivers standing in the pocket taking hits. Guys move now.
Tom Brady, he was pretty good.
That's such an old head. Like Tom Brady. Yeah, I know Tom Brady was
so
good.
was Jim Plunkett.
All these teams have guys that run, man.
Dan Fouts.
We don't. Our guy won't run.
Dan Marino. See, I can just keep going on.
Yeah, okay. Roger Staubach, my guy.
Cousins.
What else do you have to say? Dead man Kirk? What about him? He's dead. R.I.P. Kirk.
He's in Atlanta behind a bag of pucks. They got to trade him somewhere.
They're not going to trade him. He's immovable. They'll cut him next offseason. After Penix. How do you say his name?
I think it's Penis.
No, it's X. Penix.
Oh, okay.
Penix. Michael Penix Jr., he's the savior of Atlanta. Okay, we've done.
Now we're manic.
We're done. Do you have anything else to say? I got to eat chicken and rice and watch Superman.
No. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Okay. What else do you have to say?
That's it.
Okay, I wasn't ready. All right.
Bye.
Bye.